Hello YouTube. In the UK, we are on the cusp of an election. In this country, we vote in our constituencies for a representative in our parliament. This representative is, as the name suggests, there to represent us and our interests. However, there is a history of MPs not representing the best interests of their constituents when it comes to matters of empirical fact. In broad strokes, I could cover many such MPs who have voted against measures intended to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide the UK produces in an effort to meet the issue of climate change. It is all too easy, however, to find far more precise examples of even more blatant anti-science activity within our elected representatives. Conservative MP Mr Tredinnick, who is meant to represent Bosworth, is an astrologer. That is his personal belief and he is free to it. However, he has used his platform as an MP to promote astrology and alternative medicine, as well as attack those who disagree with him, branding such people as racially prejudiced. He even claimed astrology software as part of his parliamentary expenses, something he has now paid back. Having made public statements about how he sees astrology and alternative medicine as being useful to the NHS, he has put forward or supported motions in Parliament to praise anti-science treatments. What is worse, he was a member of the Commons Science Committee. Indeed, Jeremy Hunt, MP for South West Surrey, became Health Secretary in 2012, despite being a well-known supporter of homeopathy, leading New Scientist to produce an article called "Hail Jeremy Hunt, the new Minister of Magic." As a side, he was also in favour of reducing the time limit for abortions in the UK by half. Away from empirical fact, you also have those who would seek to drive this country backwards, pushing for even further mixing of powers of the state with churches. The idea of the big society, wherein the state shrinks its involvement in the provision of services, putting that onus onto charities and faith groups, is one such indication. More explicit, however, are the actions of Mr Pickles, the Secretary of State for Communities and Local Government, and others. Mr Pickles has either no understanding of secularism or simply hates it. In 2012, the courts in the UK ruled that local government had no right to force its elected officials to attend prayers as part of their council meetings. Mr Pickles and others have made it their job to try and change the law so that councils can force prayers back into official meetings, putting forward and passing the Localism Act, a backdoor way of muddling the church and state yet further. This despite only 26% of people polled on the issue being for council prayers. With over 600 MPs in the House of Commons, there are always going to be some who believe crazy things. However, I believe it is our job as citizens to do two things: vote for people who represent our views, and vote for someone who can set their own views aside to vote with evidence. For the democracy we have, I in some ways feel the latter is more important. So I want to encourage any resident of the UK watching that is eligible to vote to take the time to do some research. It doesn't take long, but I've put these options in approximately ascending order of the amount of time they take to do. The first stop that I would suggest is the Vote for Policies website, where you can select policies stripped of their party affiliation and get a result of which party you agree with on most issues. You can also check the voting record of your own MP and other elected officials at the following website: theyworkforyou.org.uk. Find out a bit more about how you've been represented up until now. Third, you could read the manifestos of parties that interest you. Of course, this is no guarantee that the party will do what the manifesto says, but it should at least indicate what they want to do. And lastly, research your candidates for this election. One of them could be representing you for the next 5 years, and they could be misrepresenting you as scientifically illiterate, homophobic, xenophobic, anti-secular, or as a monster raving loony. Best of luck, UK.